I mean, what is intellectual property and what is invention, innovation? What are the, the what do you say, the key factors behind, safeguarding the IP and all. So let me share my slide. I think I am not having the option of sharing the slide, so let me check with Professor Aditya. Is there anyone has the mobile number of Professor Aditya?
Sir, I have made you the presenter. Now you
Yeah.
should be.
Thank you, because that option was not there. So, friends, good morning once again to everyone. So, the intellectual property. I mean, good olden days, intellectual property was not considered as a property, because in Indian tradition, people were very happy to share their knowledge. People who add value to the existing processes and products, and bring something to the luxury, they feel very happy to share those kind of value add to the society. But it was the Western thought process which added the property rights to the intellectual creations. So if you talk about the intellectual creations, I mean, we think that it is only the human being who is creating a lot of things. That is not true. You can see here the tiny birds, how they view their nest here. It is. I mean, if you see, the weaving of this nest, the beyond our imagination. It takes, at least a couple of weeks for the bird to make this nest, and they can, they can also forecast the natural calamities. Some of the birds, they travel for miles of, thousands of miles of, distance from one continent to the other, and to have such kind of weather, the climate changes, to have the good weather at different places. So intellectual property creation is not meant only for the the human being, but it is the all the creatures or creation. I mean, the living things on the globe, they all are intellectually proud, and we even don't know there are some of the creatures or the living things maybe better than the human being, like in case of creating new things or forecasting the happenings in the near future. So with this background, so of course your topic is on lab on blue chip and affordable diagnostic. So I will just touch on the chip, which exactly the creation of the human intellect. So I'll show you some patents, on chip, and the inventors and the inventor companies and technology transfers, and then the geographically which country has more number of patents, and all that we will see uh, in the climbing side. So I thank Professor Aditya and IIT Kharagpur for giving me this opportunity to share my thoughts on intellectual property with this class. So friends, intellectual property, the IP, we call intellectual property management. So in recent past, intellectual property or patent in general, because one of the form of intellectual property is patent, which has more weightage in the academic arena, because in academics, basically who do R&D and all, patent is regarded as high when compared with their publications and all. So what exactly the IP management is all about? So basically, you answer yourself with the questions what I have listed here. What is intellectual property? What is the use of intellectual property? Then why one should know about IP? Can anyone tell me what is the use of intellectual property and why we should know about the intellectual property? Friends, anyone can help me out. You can share whatever you know about this. What is the use of intellectual property? Anyone? You can unmute yourself and you can.
What I know, like to protect copyright or to protect plagiarism, something like that.
Copyright is one of the form of intellectual property. Well, what else? Why you should know about managing your intellectual property in case you have a IP portfolio? So why do you want to protect your intellectual property? Friends, here, intellectual property creation will not come just like that, You need to invest your time, efforts, then you have to have an infrastructure, so you have to have a resources. So it is a what do you say, the combination of human effort, materials and the money, these all goes together, man, machine, material and then money. So in the laboratory we'll have all those set up, and of course you have to invest in all that. So you have invented a novel thing, and of course that is how you will create when you do the R&D. But unless you protect it, anybody can copy the invention. So to stop others to copy your invention, you go for protecting the intellectual property in the form of wherever it fits. Like in case of invention, you will get a patent. So once you will get the patent, you can license it. You can, cultivate on your own. You can bring the product in the market. So, basically, you can leverage your intellectual property output to, at least recover your investment on the R&D. So, for that matter, you need to have a, protection system in place. So, how to protect? Where to protect, when to protect. Can anyone throw some light on this if you know about how to protect, where to protect, when to protect? Friends? Can anyone just share something if you know, or at least you can guess something about this? So basically, you will protect your intellectual property in the form of, let's say, inventions. You file a invention patent, patent application. So you have a design, you can file a design patent application. If you have a copyrighted material, let's say you have an algorithm, program, you have written a book, article. So all those stuff goes under the copyright. And way to protect. So basically, in case of our country, like you have a 4 patent offices in 4 metros, that is Delhi, Mumbai, Chennai, and Calcutta. And you have an exclusive trademark office in Ahmedabad along with all these 4. Then you have a geographical indication patent protection, filing office in Chennai. Then copyright, of course, you have to file in Delhi only. Earlier, copyright office was under MHRD. Now it is Ministry of Education. But the Copyright Office also now with the Ministry of Commerce and Industry. So when to protect where to protect is I mean basically wherever your office geography falls under. So you'll file there. But in case of international filing, if you want to file in US, Europe, Australia, Japan, any different continent, then you have to have a very good feasibility study, because so, the cost of filing in elsewhere in the west or far east, it comes with cost. It will cost you not less than 50,000 US dollars, right? So you have to do a thorough, market feasibility, commercial viability of your invention, because you are going to invest a lot of money there to protect your invention or to maintain your invention. So you have to do such kind of background, feasibility study with respect to the commercial potential of your invention. When to protect? So basically, when you talk about the inventions in pharma biotechnology, it comes with a lot of cost, because companies who are into these fields, they invest millions of dollars in inventing a molecule. So as soon as you are ready with your invention, you go and protect it. Otherwise, your competitors might be doing similar kind of research, and of course if they file a day before, or at least if you ask before you filing, and you will not get the patent, because they everywhere now it is first to file. Whosoever file the application first, they will get the patent. Then friends, how to leverage your IP? Just explained you can license it. You can sell the invention, or you can exercise on your own. You can cultivate your own invention and bring the product in the market. So how to evaluate market potentiality and all? You have different methods to evaluate intellectual property, the value of your IP, cost of protection. So here in India, so the statutory fee for filing a patent application, I think, is around 10,000 bucks. But your lawyer, who drafts your application, that is very, very critical for this. That is very, very important. So drafting of patent, the lawyer may charge you, a junior lawyer may charge you 20,000, ranging to a senior lawyer or a well-known lawyer like, there is Anand and Praveen Anand, the firm, they will charge you 1 lakh also. It all depends, but the statutory fee is very less when compared with the other part of the world. So enforcing, so you have to, police your invention. If someone is infringing, then you bring to the notice of the court of law, and then those infringers will be sued. So different forms of intellectual property, what are those forms we will discuss. So ownership. So when you talk about the ownership of intellectual property, so all of us are working in government organizations. Hope most of you are coming from academic background and will be working for either government institutions or maybe for the private institutions or private universities, right? Can anyone tell me, in your case, if someone is working in a private organization, let's say you have filed a patent, and who is the owner of that invention? Friends, can anyone share with me? Or at least you can guess, who will be the owner? Can anyone speak with me, please? You can switch on your mic, can unmute. Dr. Silpa, Preeti, Miss Preeti.
Inventor self?
Yeah, madam. Tell me, madam.
The inventor himself becomes the owner?
Not true. Can anyone tell me, can you just tell me why you said the inventor becomes the owner? Can you define?
it can be mutually, I mean, depends upon the policy of the private institution to agree to granting the right to the inventor.
Madam, which institute you are from?
From NMIMS, Narsi Munji.
From Mumbai.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, madam, actually, what happens is, see, whenever you create something, invent something, so you will be using the infrastructure of the institute, right? You will be using their lab, their infrastructure, and moreover, the institute is paying you, right? So basically what happens, the private organizations and private institutions, the day one when you join the organization, you will be signing a document which runs in pages, There are a lot of terms and conditions where one of the seat may talks about the intellectual property creation in the institute during your stay, during your tenure in the institute. So it is exclusively mentioned in the in those documents that whatever you create during your stay in this institute, those intellectual creation belongs to the institute. That's what it is written. But there are some universities, they have an intellectual property policy in place. So of course, all premier institutions of government of India, all of them have a IP policy. Like our institute NITI also, we have IP policy. So I only drafted the IP policy of NITI. So here we have defined, like what you said, like for using the resources of the institute. So we defined what are the institute resources actually. So substantially, if you are using the lab which was set up by the institute, if you are using the institute resources other than the internet and library and all other things, because for the internet, like in case of student, they pay internet fee, they pay library fee, they pay books. So all those things are not considered as the institute resources. Okay, so in those cases, if you have invented using such kind of resources, using internet or the library material, so in such kind of cases, the institute will not become the owner, the inventor becomes the owner. But what happens is, being part of the institute, since the intellectual property protection comes with cost, so all of us ask our institute to protect our invention instead of asking, the ownership. We always go to the institute, will say that I have created this or invented this one, so you please protect it through the, whichever form it falls under the intellectual property. So basically the inventions are protected under patents. So, and then actually here we also, clearly mentioned the revenue sharing also. In case if the intellectual property which was created by the student or the faculty or the student faculty team, if it gets commercialized, so whatever revenue is generated after deducting the expenses which were spent for protecting the invention, the rest revenue is shared between the institute and the inventor team. So inventor team gets 70% and institute gets 30% here. In our institute, IIT Kanpur also same ratio, IIT Bombay also have a same ratio. IIT Delhi, I think 40-60. So that's how we'll have a policy in place. So I hope Narsi Munji may be having IP policy in place. So so more often, so when you go to the institute authority and ask them to protect your invention, so the institute becomes by default becomes the owner. And sometimes what happens, whenever you go with your invention description to the institute authorities, then the institute authority will institute a committee, the IP expert committee or whatever committee it may be, it differs in institute to institute. That committee should recommend for filing the patent. If the committee has not recommended, even though you have used the institute resources and all, but committee felt that protecting this particular invention is not worth, because you will be investing a lot of money in that, in protection. and if you won't see the commercial viability of that particular invention, the committee can reject it. So at the same time, you can ask the committee to transfer the full ownership to you, and you can spend from your pocket, and you can protect. If you feel like this particular invention has a value, then you can do that. So in that case also you become the owner. But otherwise, more often in all the organizations, the organization becomes the owner, and of course the inventor is the inventor. So it's clear, Dr. Preeti?
Yeah, sir.
Yeah. So, ownership rights, so already explained. So, but in case of copyright, you write a book, you publish an article. So by default, I mean, in the government institutions, even in private organizations, also institute generally won't ask for the share in the the royalty of the books or whatever you write. So generally on copyright, the organizations or the institutions, whether private or public, they generally won't enter into the commercial things, because the institute also will not spend any money on that. But being an author, I will inform my institute that I am publishing this book, or I am writing a paper, or whatever. You generally inform. Then protection of different forms of IP. So basically, for a patent, uh, it is 20 years from date of filing. Then in case of your design patent, it is 10 plus 5, so extendable to another 5 years. In case of copyright, so it is 60 years after death of the author. So another 2 generations can enjoy the royalty of that particular piece of work in case of copyright. So I hope you have understood the importance of IP by now. So intellectual property is very, very important in present day context, because all the the MNCs or the corporations, they file a lot of patents, and that's how you get the competitive advantage over your competitors. So unless you continuously create, continuously add value to the ongoing business, continuously you wrap up, adding the happenings in the market, you won't be there in the market otherwise. So you'll be thrown out of the gear. So adding value, it is not necessary for, necessary to talk only about those corporations, but for individuals also. Unless we add value to our, CV, you will not be, given promotion, or you will not be taken to other organizations. So change, we call it as a change with respect to the happening in your own field. So change is a constant thing. You have to act to the change. You have to respond to the change. Otherwise, you will not be there in that particular field. So basically here, create and maintain a competitive advantage, protect R&D investment. So you have to get the return on investment, generate revenue, defend your company. So that gives a lot of edge over others. Like, if you talk about Tesla has, they file, double-digit number of patent every day. IBM, they file on an average 10 to 15 or 12 patents every day. There are many companies who file, double-digit number every day across the globe, right? So that adds a lot of value. That's how, if you see the top 10 companies, top 10, what do you say, the billionaires in the globe, I think Tesla stands to now. So it was just a decade old company, and you can see now on the top. So it is only because of their, inventions, creations through R&D. So it also, like, it protects your brand value. When some time back, when IBM said we are opening this 4,000 patent for the public use, So the moment that company was announced that 4,000 patents were open for the public use, the share value has drastically gone up. For almost, I think, 10 to 20% it was grown. So that much of value it has created through the patent. When it has been kept for the public use, though it was a strategic thing, because out of 100 patents, whichever 100, I mean, I'm talking about the patent which were granted. See, out of let's say 105, you may get hardly 30-40% are granted. So out of granted, let's say 100 number, can anyone tell me how many generally comes into the market in the form of product? How many comes in the market in the form of product out of 100 patents which were granted? Dr. Rakesh Kumar. Dr. Rakesh Kumar.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, please. Rakesh Kumar, can you just guess how many patents which were granted will come in the market I mean, in the form of product? How many?
In India, it's very less conversion is there.
Yeah, you can give a number, maybe a percentage term, in percentage terms.
10%.
It is on higher side. So it is hardly 4 to 5% of those patents, I mean, which were granted, generally becomes the product, final product. And it doesn't mean that those other 90 odd number are not useful. No, there are patent, in patenting there is a strategical fencing strategy. So what happens is I have a core patent. So this is the main patent of that product. So I'll fence it. I make number of patents around this main patent so that I'll stop others to enter into this domain. So I'll be there for a longer time in this particular domain. Apart from the 20 years, so my other patents will, I'll keep on adding the patents. So my patent life, invention life, my product life goes up. So that is the strategy. And some of the patents, of course, for the sake of having patent, people just file a patent, get the patent, and they will not maintain. So patent maintenance is something which is called as a renewability. You have to renew your patent. See, government will not give you the protection once you get, I mean, you have got you filed a patent application and your patent is granted. By the time it will be 2 to 3 years, so you will be asked to pay the fee for renewability or maintenance. That's how you will get the legal protection from the government. So unless you see the commercial value in your invention, you will not pay the renewability fee. So the moment you stop paying the renewability fee, that invention becomes not in force. We call not in force with respect to the legal terms. So anybody can copy it. So you will not have a legal right to stop others. So there are so many such kind of patents because the inventor could not see the value in that. There may be some business entity can see the value in that and they can come to you for technology license or whatever. So you should have to give the license because you are not exercising, you are not paying the renewability. So it is the best offer what you have got now. I mean, if someone is asking you for the license. So IBM, so there are in a year if they file 3,000 patents or 3,500. So over a period of time, there might be a million, maybe a 1 million patent number with the IBM. So out of which they will take up, those patent which they don't want to go for maintenance or paying the renewability. They simply say, so these 4,000 patents are open for public use. But otherwise also those are in public domain only. Unless you pay the renewability, you will not have a legal right. But it is a very strategic decision, right? So through that particular statement, generate a lot of revenue which was spent for filing and paying the fee of lawyer and the statutory fee for those 4,000. So you generate that revenue and your share value goes up and you may add on maybe a couple of billions to your, the portfolio. So, you also attract the investors, unless you have a value creation. So how do you show the value creation? One of the form is patents, right? So when you the startup culture is a happening thing today across the country. So the investors, the venture capitalists, angel investors, they generally see the value creation in your venture. What is the value you have created? What is the USP of your startup? So based on which you will get the investment. So if you say I have already got the patent for this particular thing, based on which I have started this, venture or the startup. So the investor will be happy because you have got the patent for your USP. And to use as a collateral to secure financing. So, I mean, the west part of the world generally, the banks will give you finance taking your patent as a collateral. Of course, they do a lot of valuation and everything about your patent and all. Then they will finance. In our Indian case, also there were some companies, they have got finance showing their brand value, trademark value. So the best example is Kingfisher Airlines. So at that point in time, it was valued for a few thousand crores. And that's how Vijay Mallya had got a lot of finance from the banks. And of course, the rest of the thing is history. You all know about that. Then non-disclosure agreement, whenever you want to share your information, the novel information with, the others. Okay. So better go for an NDA. And so that will take care of, the population of information to the different corners. So don't publish before you file. So more often what happens? So of course now everyone has learned, it is very, very important to file a patent application before you disclose your information in the public domain in the form of, publication, maybe in journals or maybe in magazines or maybe in newspaper or maybe in television channel or maybe in YouTube. Because for the patent, the patent office, they generally check the novelty of your invention. Whatever you are claiming, that should be novel. That should not be there anywhere in the literature or anywhere it is practiced on the globe. So novelty should be core. So you better file a patent application and then you go for publication. Provisional application, of course, it is in the case of, what do you say, biotechnology and pharma related R&D. So a lot of investment goes in that. So if you are having fear of, competition, that your competitor is also doing similar research or the same research and they may file a patent application before you file. So in that case, you can have a window of 6 months. You can borrow 6 months, in the sense you can file an application called as provisional application, and you can file the complete specification within 6 months. So you will get 6 months time. So data security, software and all is also very, very important. So there was a recent, in the recent one, there was a case about the data security. So the ex-employee cannot, it should not be allowed. The ex-employee should not take the advantage of using the database of his earlier company. So it was happened with one of the companies, and the company sued his ex-employee, and of course court also agreed, and they levied a heavy fine on the ex-employee. So you are not supposed to use the database of your ex-company. So that also comes under infringement or copying. So friends, can anyone explain, define what is invention? Can you explain, giving an example, or you can define, give a definition for invention? Dr. Mohammed Yusuf. Dr. Mohammed Yusuf. Are you there? Dr. Prajwal. Dr. Ravi Vishwakarma. Dr. Ravi Vishwakarma. Dr. Monica Srivastav. Dr. Monica, are you there? Can anyone, define what is invention? Can anyone give me an example? Dr. Preeti.
Sir, it is the process of bringing a item into this world which has not been existing before.
Can you please identify yourself, please?
My name Pasi, sir.
From which institute?
From SRM, Chennai.
Can you tell me what is invention according to you?
It's according to me, it's a process of bringing an item into this world or introducing a new item to this world which has not been existing earlier.
Okay. What
Or
is
it is not
innovation?
in use, sir.
What is innovation?
New thing.
What
Novel.
is invention is new, right?
Pardon me, sir?
What is the difference between invention and innovation?
Invention is bringing a new thing. Innovation is novelty in process. That is my understanding.
This is Dr. Madhu Ganesh. Invention is something Wright brothers invented aeroplane.
Okay.
And what we have right now, the aeroplane, is the innovation.
Very good. So, Dr. Madhu, which institute you are from?
Sir, I was working at Naipur, Hyderabad. Now I'm a freelancer.
Okay. Earlier with Naipur.
Yeah.
Oh, great. So, as Dr. Madhu has rightly said, so invention is an intangible form of the final product. Innovation is the tangible form of the final product. So this mobile is innovation. Okay. So all those patents, there are more than 1,000 patents are there in this mobile, more than 1,000. So all those are inventions which are intangible. Okay. I can, I know. See, there is something called know-how and know-why, right? So know-how is, I know I have to just move the slides. I can swipe it, so I can select a particular figure here, a particular app. That I know. But why it is working? What is the mechanism behind it? Why the screen is moving? Like when I am swiping, why this glass is acting according to my movements? So what is the principle behind it? What are the algorithms, programs? All those things are inventions. So intangible form of your intellectual property is invention. Tangible form of your intellectual property is innovation. So final useful product in the market, that is called as innovation. So friends, so invention is something, as I have already explained. So it is the formulas or those processes or those algorithms or all those elements which are behind the screen which makes the process to attain the final output, those things are inventions which are intangible in nature, right? So, I mean, why I mean when on this page I know the bulbs are illuminating, but why they are illuminating, what makes them to illuminate, that is invention, that is know why. So generally the company, they will not share know why with you. Whenever you buy product from, let's say you import it from Germany or some other country like Japan, Korea or US, so they only teach you know how. So how to use it, how to operate it, that's only they'll teach you. But know why always lies with them. That is what the value creation is. So you will not share know why. Know why is the intangible form of the value what you have created through your intellectual process. And innovation, I have already explained, it is the know-how, the final product, the final useful product in the market is called as innovation. So innovation, I can define invention plus commercialization. So this, the coronavirus vaccine is an innovation. So this, the Coke can, this ring pull technology, that is an innovation. So your, of course, mask and sanitizer were not novel things, but of course they are final products. If you use some kind of novelty in that, let's say if I use a mask which takes care of everything, and it also can give me enough oxygen when I'm inhaling with mask, so that will become a novel innovation. So sanitizer, of course, it was there for a long time. We all know. We also used to have a tincture iodine and all other forms of the chemical materials which were used for wound healing and to take care of infections and all. So friends, can someone tell me what are those things which will lead to an invention, to creation of invention? What are those things which lead to an invention? Hello? Hello? Friends? Hello? Hello? हाँ दीपेश. हाँ बेस ठीक. श्रीकांत की. So what makes or what prompts you, or what becomes a catalyst for an invention? Dr. Abhishek Ghosh. Dr. Abhishek Ghosh, can you unmute yourself and can just give us some of the things which can lead to an invention? Venkat Ram Reddy. Dr. Venkat Ram Reddy. Dr. Sujata.
Good morning, sir.
Yeah, madam.
Sir, according to me.
Yeah, please.
According to me, whether invention or innovation, that lies in the problem, what you are looking for, solution for a problem, what you are looking for. If it is incremental, that becomes innovation. If it is entirely revolutionary, that becomes invention.
Oh, madam, we have already defined invention, innovation, the definition. So if it is an incremental, we call it as an incremental innovation. If it is revolutionary, we call it as a radical innovation. If the innovation, we measure the innovativeness, the magnitude of innovativeness. So incremental in the sense, while you're working on a particular process, so over a period of time with your experience, you create new way of doing that process, and that will enhance the productivity and the efficiency. So that may not be a novel, but becomes an incremental value add. So that is incremental. That may not qualify for getting a patent because the non-obviousness will not be there. Non-obvious in the sense the people who are having similar skills in those art should say that it is not obvious. So if you are obviously whatever you are doing, people may can make out that okay, we can do like this also. It is not non-obvious. Invention and innovation are the standalone terms, irrespective of your magnitude of the innovativeness. So either it is incremental innovation, radical innovation, innovation which can bring a paradigm shift like internet, which has changed the best practices in the way we do the businesses, right? So we have a different stages of innovation, that is incremental, radical, system driven innovation. Then we have a cluster level innovation, like we have a leather cluster in Chennai. So those small radical innovation together can form a cluster. You have a semiconductor industry cluster in Silicon Valley. So those are the cluster innovation. But the the innovation which connects all those clusters, that brings the paradigm shift in the way of best practices in doing the business and all. So that becomes a system level innovation. So there are different varieties. But when I say invention, invention is know why. Innovation is know how. Know how is the final product, touchable, tangible. Final product is innovation. Okay, this mobile. But all those, the inventions are the patents. 1,000 patents, 1,000 plus patents are inventions. Now I am asking how you get an invention. What are the things will make you in the journey of attaining the invention, getting a patent? Dr. Sujata.
The research which we carry out.
Mm-hmm.
For innovation or invention, research is a basic thing. We will be
so how you, what will prompt you to do the research?
Probably I'm now focusing on entrepreneurship, so I'll say the problem.
Okay, so problem. So from where you will get the problem?
From the society.
So it is from the society. So society needs it.
Yes.
Right.
The need of the society determines.
Basically, it is like there is a proverb: necessity is the mother of invention.
Invention, yes. Sir.
So from necessity, you are taking to the next level, solving the problem and creating an invention, right?
Yes, sir.
That's good. From which college, madam, you are from?
I am from Sri Padmavati Mahila Vishwavidyalaya, sir. It is located in Tirupati, Women's University.
Great. So other friends can add to Dr. Sujata. She already gave one input, that is necessity, right? Excuse me. हेलो, एक घंटे के बाद करना, मेरा क्लास चल रही है, अभी नहीं करना, आवाज नहीं। Divya Sri Kumar, Dr. Divya Sri Kumar. Dr. Divya Sri Kumar, are you there? Manoranjan Kumar, Dr. Manoranjan Kumar. Dheeraj Puri, Dr. Dheeraj Puri. Ravindra Kumar. Many people, they are just logged in, so they are not there in the class. Anyone can respond to this question. So apart from the necessity, what else can prompt us towards invention?
Imagination could be one of the driving force for invention.
Great. Rakesh Kumar, right?
Yes, sir.
Yeah, which college, sir?
I am from RV College of Engineering, Bangalore.
Wow, Wow. So imagination. So Wright brothers, they've imagined, like, flying objects. So it's an imagination, right? So when Wright brothers said, we can have a flying object, people laughed at them. They called them as mad guys. Ye banda pagal ho gaye. So generally in our class also we see some guys who are abnormal. So abnormal is good. Einstein, all other scientists, who are par with them, all are abnormal in their childhood days. Even when they have grown up, they are abnormal. People have put the stamp called pagal, mad. So that is good. So friends, I don't want to waste time. So generally you need to have an idea. See, an idea can change your life. So most of you are having idea connection. So idea mobile, when it was launched, the caption was an idea can change your life. So ideas can generate invention. So out of 100 ideas, maybe 10 ideas can go to the next level of lab experimentation, and then 2, 3 will become prototype, and one may become a patent, right? Then you need to have a originality in your idea. If you think originally, like fundamentally, we call fundamental research and applied research, right? So originality is the one thing which can also lead to an invention. And then you have to have an ingenuity. It is very ingenious, right? Like originality can also lead to your imagination. I already explained. Then you need to have a vision. So you need to focus, like, I want to be here. So what you have to do for that, like now everyone is talking about autonomous vehicle, electrical vehicle, and a lot of R&D is going on the lithium ion batteries, because that is the core for EV mobility. So you have to have a vision for that. Then one can create invention. Necessity, of course, it is well famous, pronounced proverb. So necessity is the mother of invention. We all know that. Creativity, of course, creativity. So if you are more creative, you can create more value, more intellectual creations will come up. So some of them may fit in patent or copyright or any other forms of intellectual property protection. Then conceptualization, you conceptualize, you concept. So conception is also can lead to invention. So finally, the opportunity also will create invention. So friends, all these inputs can lead to an invention, right? So what are the types of property we have in general? What are the types of property we have? Rakesh Kumar, Dr. Rakesh Kumar.
Intellectual property we are having.
No. So you may be having agricultural land or commercial land, right? Maybe having
Yes.
a 2-wheeler, 4-wheeler. All that is property. Traditionally, we call property only those tangible things, right?
Correct, correct.
But intellectual property is the one thing which has become a very powerful tool today in this 21st century. Intellectual property only creating the economy. Like, there are countries, they only create a lot of novel things and generate a lot of revenue for their country. So it adds a lot of value for the GDP of that country. So 21st century is knowledge economy driven. So knowledge economy, everything. If you see in the recent past, all those ventures, what we are seeing today, all those startups, which have become unicorn ventures in no time, all are intellectual property driven. If you talk about Ola, Uber, Oyo, Swiggy, Amazon, Flipkart, Airbnb. So there are so many such ventures in the recent past. We have not seen such kind of ventures, in the 90s or before 2000. So in this century, everything is knowledge driven, intellectual property driven. You all know Byju's app. When it was, I think a few years back, when it was advertised here and there on mobile. So we thought, I mean, does people have that much of market for educational apps? So that was the question mark what we had. But Byju has crossed 50,000 crores of rupees turnover. 50,000. Imagine. It's almost $7 billion US. Similarly, if you talk about, we have seen Flipkart, just a decade-old venture, and it was sold to Walmart for 19 billion US. It's more than 1.3 lakh crore, which was created in the span of a decade by two, young intellectuals. So, friends, intellectual property creation, intellectual property is a powerful tool for all of us who are there in this class. We have around 50 plus participants here. So most of us are academicians, right? In our lifetime, we will never see, a 1 crore cash at one point. It will be very difficult. Maybe if you work for 10, 15 years, 20 years, you may. But if you create a novel invention, which can solve the happening things, and which have a mass market, overnight you will become a billionaire. That is the power of intellectual property. So we have the traditional property, what we call land, building, all other resources, whatever we can possess physically. But intellectual property is intangible, and which is the creation of one's intellect. So friends, can someone explain me who are the characters here and what is happening here in this picture? Dr. Monica. Dr. Monica, are you there? Dr. Divya Sri Kumar. Dr. Pratibha MK. Dr. Pratibha, you can please unmute yourself and you can respond to this question. Dr. Gangula. Dr. Gangula. Dr. Gangula is there. Dr. Silpa. Yeah, Dr. Gangula.
Yes,
please.
sir.
Yeah, can you,
Yes, sir.
can you just explain us who are the characters here in this picture and who are the so what is happening here?
Hello.
Yeah, can you see this slide? Can you see this slide? Dr. Gangula?
Slide is visible, sir.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. I'm able to
You
see
can
that
able to see
slide.
this, right? So can you just tell us who are these characters and what is happening here? Anyone else?
Yeah,
Anyone
I
else?
believe what I am able to interpret it that one guru is guiding his disciple to hit the target.
Dr. Rakesh, who is this guru and who is the disciple?
Guru is Vishwamitra and disciple is Lord Rama.
Lord Rama never, shot a bird. Okay.
So can I say?
It could
Yes, madam.
could
Yes.
be artificial.
Valmiki.
No.
Sir, Arjuna and Guru Dronacharya is there. And I
Neha
guess he is
Mishra ji,
hitting.
thank you.
Yeah.
So
After Dr.
please-
Neha Mishra, yeah.
Yeah, Dr. Neha. Which college you are from?
Sir, I'm from MNIT Allahabad. I'm working as
Okay,
assistant
MNIT
professor at Allahabad.
Allahabad. Oh,
Yeah.
great. So you are in which stream? In management or engineering?
Sir, in engineering only. I'm basically from electronics, and I'm having 5 patents, sir, so far. Like
Wow,
I have filed, yeah. So
great,
I
great.
know, yeah, so it's quite in. So, but
Uh,
here, like Arjuna is like doing as per the Dronacharya's
okay.
instruction. He's hitting the eye of that particular bird, I guess, or
Great,
as
great.
I can predict that.
So so you are from MNIT, right?
Yeah, sir, I'm from
Yeah.
MNIT.
So in management, Dr. GP Sahu is there. He was my PhD mate in IIT Delhi. In
Oh,
early
okay,
2000.
okay, okay,
He was my
okay, okay. That's
senior.
nice, sir.
1 year.
Yeah.
So anyway, madam, as you rightly said, so Dronacharya was asking Arjuna to shoot the bird because Arjuna said, when Dronacharya was asked him, of course he asked all other guys, I
Yeah.
mean from the Pandavas and Kauravas, when he took them to the field and asked them to perform whatever they know and whatever they like. So here he asked Arjuna, he said he could see only the bird eye. And Dronacharya said, shoot it. So he shot. So
Yeah.
that day he took the oath that he will make Arjuna as #1 in archery. Right? So Dr. Neha, can you
Yes,
just
yes.
explain this also? In this
Sir,
other
I
two,
don't remember the name of the person, but he is giving his, I guess, thumb to his guru. He was being asked. I don't know.
who was the guru?
The
Eklavya.
Here
second,
the
like,
same guru.
Eklavya to
Dronacharya only
Dronacharya.
asking the thumb. Anyone
yeah, sir,
from the group?
Dronacharya.
Eklavya to Dronacharya.
Yeah, yes.
Okay.
So Eklavya, Eklavya is a son of a tribal king, was living in that forest, came to know that Dronacharya can teach the archery to his son. So they went to Dronacharya ashram and they requested him for teaching. But yes, Dronacharya already took the oath that he will make Arjuna as #1. So he refused giving teaching, but he blessed him that his dreams will come true. So of course, I mean that's all the story. I don't know exactly it was really happened or not. But one fine day, Eklavya comes back to Guru, and then he performs and shows all that whatever you learned, and Dronacharya could not believe because he was learned everything even more than what Arjuna knows. So Dronacharya want to protect his oath, or he want to protect that intellectual property. He asked the right thumb of Eklavya because right thumb is key in practicing archery, right? Without right thumb, you cannot practice. And of course, the innocent poor Eklavya has given Guru Dakshin as a right thumb. Okay, so this is the the unlawful way of protecting intellectual property in those days, right? Isn't it? Of course, it is not the intellectual property of Dronacharya, but this poor Eklavya went to Dronacharya and he asked, and then he felt that because of because he made an clay effigy of Dronacharya and he practiced archery. So, I mean, he felt giving Guru Dakshin to his Guru is what it's worth, right? I think you all know the story behind this. I don't think I need to explain. So maybe Neha or Kumar can explain us. Rakesh Kumar, Dr. Rakesh Kumar, and
It is Taj Mahal, and it is said that those laborers who had worked to build this, their hand were cut so that a similar type of a structure cannot be built.
no, it was not labors. There are architects and engineers. Say labors they can't build, without the someone who can guide you to make the structure like this. The engineers and the architects, right?
Yeah.
Their hands were chopped.
Yeah, it was a gruesome act.
So, friends, so the intellectual property management, briefly I can make into a mathematical formula here. So, there are three things which were there in my initial slide. So, what is C here? So, intellectual property management is a function of
C must be cost.
Yeah, Dr. Rakesh.
Is it cost
No,
or concept?
no. Dr. Neha, Dr. Sujata.
Sir, I belong to pharmacy field, sir, so I may not be able to explain those equations.
No, it is a common word used for intellectual property.
Sir, I'm not seeing the screen, sir.
So it is, see,
Creativity.
intellectual property starts with creation.
Creativity.
Okay.
Creation. It is creation. So you create, right? After creation, what you will do? After creation, what you will do? I said don't publish.
Patent.
So patent is?
Applying for patency.
So nothing but protection. So you create and then you protect. Patenting is protecting your intellectual property, right? Patent is one of the form of intellectual property. You have copyright, you have a design rights, you have a geographical indications, you have trade secrets, you have trademarks. So all those things are protected legally, lawfully. So protection comes your protection, right? So after protection, what you will do? What you will do? So you have created, you have protected. What is the next step? You have invested a lot of money, right, in creation and protection. So now you have to get the return on investment. So what you will do?
Legal rights.
That is protection, legal right. Through legal protection only you will get legal right.
Launch.
Okay. So you will license it or you leverage. Okay. Give your know-how or know-why and then make money. You create a product, you market it or you license it, you sell your invention. So IP management is a function of creation, protection and leveraging, right? So these are the different forms of intellectual property what we have, right? So we have got patents, trademarks, industrial designs, plant varieties. So we have a act called PPVRFA, Protection of Plant Varieties Farmers Rights Act. But internationally there is an act called UPO, Union for Protection of Plant Varieties. But we are not party to that particular convention because our Indian farmers are marginal farmers. So we want to protect the interest of our farmers. So we have come up with an act called Protection of Plant Varieties and Farmers Rights Act. Then we have copyright, geographical indication. I will explain you layout design of integrated circuits. There also you have a patents. Then you have a confidential information or trade secret. So then there is one more thing which we have not added here, traditional knowledge. So how many of you know traditional knowledge? What is traditional knowledge? Dr. Neha?
Yes,
Dr.
sir.
Neha, what is traditional knowledge?
The traditional knowledge is, as far as I can I can understand, basic. These are the basic knowledge we should have if we are having on any specific topic or something. They are some formulas or some definitions are there. They are like predefined. They are from very beginning. So we are having that knowledge that are the traditional. They are very common and I guess.
You know why this traditional knowledge, the issue has cropped up sometime back, there were patents were granted in western part of the world, in basically in US, for the Indian traditional knowledge. Like Haldi was patented,
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yeah.
Haldi, Kala Jeera, Basmati. There are so many
Neem.
traditional knowledge of
Spices from
country.
India were patented. Yeah.
So that's the reason I added this, traditional knowledge part here. So those patents were filed in elsewhere where there was no literature available with those patent offices about the Indian traditional knowledge. So that was the reason those offices have granted patent because they don't have a literature on that with them. So Government of India, with the help of CSIR, so they have developed a traditional knowledge digital library where some few lakhs of slokas from different languages, from Unani, Siddha, Hasta, Ayurveda, naturopathy. So from all those fields, they have collected all the information which was sometime it was a folklore, like there was no written document, but it will flow from one tradition to another, one generation to another generation. So all those information they have digitized and supplied to all those patent offices under the NDA, non-disclosure agreement, that they will not disclose to anyone, but they will use as a literature or a prior art before they grant the patent for anyone. So now all those patents are revoked, abandoned. Those patents are revoked from those patent offices. So traditional knowledge, if someone comes with patent on traditional knowledge, if you come to know that, you just can send an email. Once they publish in their Indian Patent Office, they publish every Friday the invention what they receive. So you can oppose it, and that will be stopped there itself. The patent will not be granted. So I'll keep, basically in our context, like Indian context, the traditional, the intellectual property is broadly classified into industrial property rights and copyrights and related rights, or copyrights and neighboring rights. So basically industrial property, we have patent, traditional knowledge, trademark, GI, trade secret, industrial designs, and the Farmers Breeders Act. Of course, you also have a design patents. Design is already mentioned here. Industrial design. Then you have integrated circuit layout designs also. Qualifies for the patent, but the patent life is 10 plus 5 years. So under copyright, all the literary work, including your algorithms, computer programs, and everything. Artistic work, your electronic databases, the big data and all what we talk about these days. Everything comes under copyrights and related rights. So we have already discussed about the ownership of a patent. So let's see how you will get the patent. Does everything is patentable? So we'll see what is patent and what are the conditions for getting a patent. So patent is limited monopoly. Why I said limited monopoly? Because from date of filing you will get only 20 years in case your invention gets the patent, right? And the one who has the patent will exclude all others. So from this activity, manufacturing, selling, or using the patented product from the patented process without due permission. So you are being a patent owner, of course, your institute is the owner, will exclude all others from doing any kind of commercial activity with your invention. So you only have those rights, commercial rights for your invention. If anyone wants to, have such kind of right, they have to take the license from you. So there is no other go for that. So it is an limited monopoly right for the inventor team along with the owner of that inventor team, like say the organization. So Patent Act 1970. So it is 20 years from date of filing. Owner we have already discussed. So patentability, how do you get a patent? What is patentable? Where do you get the patent? So what is patentability? Dr. Neha. Dr. Rakesh Kumar.
Yes, sir.
What is patentability? How do you get the patent? What are the conditions?
It should be unique and it must not resemble with the existing one, and it should be original. It should not be duplicated or modified from others' work.
So basically this is all comes under a word called novelty. It should be novel. So one of the conditions, right? So well said. Can anyone add to this? There are two more conditions apart from novelty. Dr. Preeti, are you there? Dr.
Yes, sir.
Preeti, yeah. So apart from novelty, what else was seen before granting?
Commercialization.
Commercialization. So I can put it as an industrial application. Okay. So your invention should have an industrial application. Should be commercially viable, right?
Yeah.
So well said, Preeti. And there is one more condition. So when we were discussing, in between I was explaining about that. So that is a very, very important condition.
The innovation steps, sir, how we are going to implement it?
No, Manoranjan. Innovation step. Inventive. It is called inventive step. Inventive step. So what is inventive step is nothing but non-obviousness. Obvious, not obvious. We call non-obvious, right? So obvious is, let's say, in this bottle I have half a liter water, right? So if I add 100 grams sugar, so there will be a sugar level on the scale, right? If I add 200 grams sugar, though the sweetness goes up on the scale. So I could say this is efficiency, or I mean it is novel. Like I have found that when I use more, add more material, so the the content of that material goes up. This is not a novelty. It is an obvious thing, right? It is not non-obvious. It is an obvious thing. Anyone can guess. If you add more salt, it will be salty, right? If you add sugar, it will be sweet. So if I say like 2 plus 2 is 4, so it is obvious. If I say 2 plus 2 is 7, it is not obvious, because I have something which can prove 2 plus 2 is equal to 7. So that is called as inventive step. So your invention should have a inventive step or non-obviousness. So it is defined, the non-obviousness is defined as the person who is having ordinary skills in that particular art on which you are talking about for getting a patent should say that this invention is not obvious, it is non-obvious. Then you will get the patent. Right? So friends, there are three conditions. Novelty. Novelty is universal. So on globe, anywhere, it should not be there in any form of, our literature, folklore, or dialect, or any language. Like, some of the things are practiced orally, but may not be there on the paper, not be there on the literature, but still is not considered as novel. People may think that someone has filed a patent in US and they have not filed elsewhere. So in India, I can say it is now no novelty is seen on the globe. right? So inventive step, non-obviousness, I have already explained. Then industrial application or commerciality or commercial viability, not commercially viable, commercially useful, right? So there are some of the silent features of Indian patent law or patent law in general. Product process patents, term is 20 years, examination on request. So basically examination on request is, once you file the patent application, you have to request for examination, then only they will examine. So there is a reason behind this, that, what happens, like if I say filed 10 patent application in, I write in my CV that I have filed 10 patent application. I hardly paid only the statutory fee of $10,000, let's say. I have not took the help of the lawyer, and I have not spent money for that. So hardly I have spent 1 lakh and filed 10 patent application. And I keep in my CV, and my CV value goes multifold. I spent 1 lakh only, but the value may be more than 10 lakh. On the other side, the patent office, because those inventions were not worth of getting a patent, but to keep in my CV, I just filed. I say I have filed. I never write how many are granted. So nowadays, organization, they have learned, they will see how many were granted. So that shows the the innovativeness of your inventions, your patents or your R&D. So on the other side, the patent office was spending a lot of time on examining your patent which were not worth getting patent. So wasting time of patent office. So to stop that, they got this request for examination, again you need to pay. So unless you are serious about getting a patent, you will not go for that. So your patent will not be, application will not be examined. So you can oppose, let's say, particular invention, it is, published in the patent gazette, patent journal. Then you can read it, and if you feel like that invention is not novel, the information is already available, so you can simply send an email to the, the Director General of Patent Office. That will be stopped. Post grant opposition also, you go through, like there are so many classical cases where the post grant opposition was happened. So you have to file a case in our district court, then high court, then go to Supreme Court. So ultimately, if it is proved, then the patent will be revoked or abandoned. So now all the patent offices, they have equipped with state-of-the-art technology, and if you see the patent office in all these metros, 4 metros, they will give you an appearance of a corporate IT offices, So I think recently I've read one news article where someone has got a patent within 6 months. That is a record time. A startup company, they have got a patent in 6 months before. They filed, so within 6 months they have got a grant. So now you'll get the patent max in 3 years. Either they will grant or they will refuse. They will reject. Not refuse, they will reject your patent based on some grounds, right? And so compulsory license is something is very, very important. It is the result of the TRIPS agreement, trade related intellectual property rights. Provision to deal with public health and emergency, revocation of patent in public interest, and also on security consideration. So friends, I just want to share with you about the compulsory license. The first case in Indian history was the Bayer Naxavar is the drug name. So there is a company called Bayer. How many of you know Bayer? Dr. Sujata? Dr. Sujata?
Sir.
Are you there?
Yes, sir, I'm here.
Yeah, you are a expert, right?
Yes, sir. My specialization in pharmacy. Yes.
So do you know Bayer CarboScience?
Pardon, sir?
Bayer CarboScience. There is a company called Bayer, B-A-Y-E-R.
Bayer's company. Yes, yes. Bayer's corporation. Yes.
It's a German-based company. It's a giant company. In India, this company is known for the farmers' product like fertilizers and all. We
Pesticides.
know
They develop generally
pesticides. But
pesticides.
basically, it is a biotech pharma company, globally known for biotech and pharma. Okay, so
Yes,
Bayer, I think they invented. We all what is this aspirin? You know, right? Aspirin is
Method.
used for all those I mean, what these people uses.
It is
People got
antiplatelet.
and stroke.
It's used as yes.
So when aspirin was invented, that was not the application of the aspirin. But later on, it was found that aspirin has so many applications. So aspirin is one of the products of Bayer. So Bayer, they have invented a molecule which generally will not cure the cancer, but will extend the life of the patient. So they named as Naxavar. And you know that capsule pack of 1 month packet was costing around 3 lakh rupee in Indian currency. And in the compulsory license, there was a clause, for the life-saving drugs and all, the companies should not keep the price abnormal. They should have to make it affordable. They should be reasonable. Like, let's say there are 100 customers, at least 50% should buy it. That's how we define affordability. At least half of them are buying, right? But in case of Naxavar, what happened was only 3% of the customers were able to buy that product, that particular medicine. So one company called Natco Pharma, Hyderabad-based company. So as per the Compulsory License Act of Trade Related Intellectual Property Rights, TRIPS, Section 3D, it talks about. They asked the Bayer company for the license. Bayer company, they refused giving the license to Natco Pharma. Then Natco Pharma approached the Intellectual Property Appellate Board in Chennai, IPAB. It is a par with High Court. So IPAB granted the compulsory license on the grounds of not serving the reasonable market, price was not affordable. With those statistics, they gave the compulsory license. Bayer filed a case in High Court against this compulsory license. High Court also gave in favor of Natco Pharma to exercise this invention. So Natco Pharma, they did reverse engineering and they brought this product in the market with a price tag. Can anyone guess the price tag for this? Whereas Bayer was tagged as 3 lakh, around 3 lakh rupee. What was the price of Natco Pharma for this product?
25,000.
Okay. Another number, wild guess. Dr. Silpa. Dr. Gangula. Dr. Neha. Dr. Neha.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Can you guess the price tag? Wild guess, I'm saying wild guess.
I don't know, maybe 45,000 maybe. I don't know, sir. It's really wild. I really don't know.
So it was 8,000 bucks.
Oh.
So
Okay.
just imagine 3 lakh rupee become 8,000. So as per the compulsory license, there is a royalty given to the inventor company, I think 6% of the total sales revenue. Then Bayer, they filed a case. They went to Supreme Court, Indian Supreme Court. So Indian Supreme Court also, it was given in favor of, because it's a TRIPS agreement which was drafted by all those developed nations like Europe, US, Australia, Japan. I mean, all those developed, continents. So, friends, I just want to show you something interesting because we have almost covered patent part. There's a lot of things are there. I mean, I teach this course for almost 30 hours for my students. So I am running this course since 2008. When I was with NIT Trichy, I taught this course for MTech students as well as for the MBA students. There it was taught for 45 hours. Now here in NITI, I am teaching 30 hours. And so whatever is given here, it is the brief about the patent. So now I'll show you how to, search the patent, because it is on, some topic which is mentioned is chip, right? So I will show you who are the inventors having more number of patents on chip, who are the companies who are having more number of patents on this. So from where you can also see which are the countries have more number of patents on chip. So I'll show you that. So let me take the attendance screenshot first. So Dr. Aditya asked me for the attendance. So let me take the screenshot.
So if you click on the three dots next to participants, then maybe you can download it.
Really?
No, below that, near the participants.
Device setting, call, help.
No, not here. In the tab that we had opened before, on the right.
There only I have just clicked.
The three dots are there near the cross.
Three dots only I clicked, then I have got this. You can see my slide,
No,
right?
So no, not here. In the participants tab.
In the participant, okay. There are three dots. Yeah. Okay. It's just mute all, disable mic.
Okay, so
attendees, disable camera for attendees, stop all.
Okay, so sir. Sir, I'll share a Google form for the attendance. You don't need to worry about that.
Who is this?
So this is Prajwal.
Prajwal, you are coordinating this?
Yes, sir. I am coordinating it with Aditya, sir. I'll share. I will share the Google form after this meeting.
Please share that information, in mail, keeping me in CC. Send to Dr. Aditya. Okay.
Okay, sir.
Thank you. So, friends, so this is a company. You can see this web page, right? Relicura. Could you see this? Friends, all of you could see this?
Yes.
Okay, so this is a private database. So there are many private databases we have. So we pay around, earlier we used to pay 3 lakh rupee per annum. Now I took only one license because I'm only one in this institute uses this as part of my course. And of course, I also perform a lot of analytics on the patents of different domains. So this, website, so basically we have a quick search here. So you generally give the, it is here given the electric vehicle, comma, battery charging. So you can give related words which can come into the same patent, output of that particular R&D. So here our topic is chip, right? So I'm giving chip here. If chip is a commonly used term everywhere, then I have to give the next word. Can someone give me the next word which is connected to this chip on which this FTP is going on?
Lab on a chip.
Lab. Okay. Lab is also very commonly used word. Like because in patent description, if I use So I have made this in my laboratory. So lab will come there. Is there any synonym to chip?
Sir, integrated circuit, IC.
Sorry?
Sir, can that be integrated circuit IC? We can say that.
Chip is made with integrated. Chip is a micro thing, right? Do we really have an integrated circuit layout design in this? I don't think so. Integrated IC is a macro level. I mean, it is not a micro thing. Chip is a micro thing.
Okay, fine.
So anyway, we'll start with this chip only. So I'll show you what kind of data we are going to get with this. So friends, you can see here, there are 1.78 million families are there. Families in the sense, you know, in the patent classification, we have a classification for this. So under chip, so here you can see around 2.78 million documents are found here. So you can read here the title, chip to chip interface for interconnecting chips is one of the titles. So these are the patents. If you see the list here, so we have around 2.78 million patents on chip, 2.78 million patents, right? So now I just want to see, show you, you know, some interesting facts about this. So here, if you can see on the left-hand side here, so we have only chip. If you add semiconductor chip, semiconductor package, connected, some of the keywords. So can I add semiconductor chip here? Friends? Or chip only can do, see, because everywhere it is chip to chip optical interconnect, chip feeder for chip mounter, chip to chip communication, chip mold and chip card. So most of the patents here which are displayed where there is a word on the title of the patent as chip. So if you see the taxonomy, so hope you all know what is taxonomy by the name, by the way. So taxonomy is something, it is you know, the complete portfolio is 1.78 million patents here. Could you see this, friends? Could you see this numbers? See, so the portfolio with the chip, the name chip, we have got 1.78 million patents, right? All of you can see this. Can anyone, I mean, just say yes?
Yeah, it is visible.
So this is my, you know, tree. So from where I have a branches with different names of, you know, within the chip, you know, connecting, and then means for bonding, method for connectedness, means for bonding. So these are the different keywords through which those some other, you know, the numbers are displayed here. Then also comes to the third layer, which talks about bump connection, layer connectors, wire connectors, using a bump on connection, using a layer on connection, bump connection. So these are different keywords within the chip. Then if I show you, you know, the graphs, which talks about the countrywide patents. So if you see, China is having almost more than, I think, 70% of the patents here on chip. So 1.2 million patents were there with China. Friends, you can see this is a you know, eye opener for all of us. Then if you say Japan, 216,000, US 104,000, Korea, Taiwan, Denmark, European Patent Office, then World Intellectual Property, WO is WIPO. So all international patents which are filed in, one patent application filed in many countries. Okay. So that is denoted by WO, that is World Intellectual Property Organization. Rajesh, check करता हूँ. Then you have a Russia, then others. So in others, India will also come. Rajesh, बताइए. मैं चेक करके बोलता हूँ आपको. Okay. Then so these are the some of the keywords, So if the semiconductor chip, so if the word is the font is bigger size, so the number with the number, if it is a more number, then the font will be in bigger size. If it is a less number, the font will be in smaller size. Okay. Then if you see the clusters of the inventions under chip, so these are the keywords. So already shown you in the taxonomy. Those are the clusters. Okay. And then if you see a topic-wise map, it's called as bubble graph, bubble chart. So as for the bubble, so as for the number, your bubble size will be there. So it is a big bubble here. So integrated circuit within the chip has more number of patents, that is 1.3 million, 1.35 million patents. Similarly, the another bubble, that will be after this, the bigger size, power supply, then telecommunication, electronic circuit. So the numbers also given here. Could you see the numbers, friends? Could you see this bubble graph?
Yes.
I hope most of you might have seen such kind of analytics. Does anyone has seen this IP analytics before? Dr. Neha?
No, sir, I haven't seen this kind.
Dr. Rakesh?
Yes, sir, I have seen.
Great. So then we have a citations. So in citation, there are two types of citation, backward citation and forward citation. Can anyone explain me what is backward citation and what is forward citation? Dr. Rakesh? Dr. Rakesh, can you just explain us what is forward citation and what is backward citation?
Exactly, I'm not able to recall, sir.
Okay. Dr. Silpa? Dr. Neha? So generally,
backward citation.
Yeah, Neha.
So like backward citation, basically they are cited by some specific patents, I guess.
No, let's say in your research paper, so there are forward citations, there are backward citations. Can you define what is backward and what is forward?
So like if I am citing a specific patent to my paper, then that is forward citation. If any patent is citing my research paper, in that case, that would be a backward citation.
Okay. If you cite your own paper in your own article, you cite yourself, that will be a backward for you. If someone else is citing your paper, that will be forward for them, for your with respect to your citation. Okay. Then, so these are the key words here, and then these are the top concepts. So basically talks of chemical bond, digital electronics, electrical conductor, flip chip, integrated circuit, printed circuit board, semiconductor device fabrication, signal processing, wire bridging. So these are the top concepts based on which you have got more number of patents. Okay, so integrated circuit, it has written in bigger font size, so there are more number of patents with that. Then when we talk about the top technologies in the chip, you have data transmission, digital data processing, electric elements, semiconductor device has more number of patents, maybe more than 1.5 million patents under this particular technology. Then MEMS manufacturing and static memory are the other technology which are there in the chip technology. Then sub-technologies, when I talk about the chip, so details of semiconductor devices, interconnection, then information transfer between memories, device or CPU, manufacturing or treatments of ICs and semiconductor device, multiple semiconductor or solid state device assemblies. Then these are some of the say US, they have their own classification, but most of the countries they follow IPC, that is International Patent Classification. We have 8 classes, so all these chips comes under the class H. H is a section for electricity, section H. So we have 8 sections, A, B, C, D, E, F, G, H. So electricity related everything comes under section H. Then CPC codes, you have these are the CPC codes for this. Then if you see the growth analysis of the chip, so you have a utility model patents, so around 0.2%. Then the analog to digital converters, so out of 2.7 million, so these are the numbers for different technologies what we see here, the growth, how they are growing. So in case of electric motor, the growth rate is coming down. Something called aluminum related chip looks like that is also growth is coming down, but the left hand side all those technologies they are growing faster. Then if you see the quad analysis of the chip patents here, so these are the top companies, you could say Samsung, Intel, IBM, Hitachi, NEC, Toshiba, Fujitsu, and Mitsubishi, Hitachi, Panasonic. So these are the top companies which are having more number of patents with them, right? So let me show you some more interesting things here. So if you see the patent filed, okay. So here the green line, you have the red line shows the priority, the green line shows the published patents, and the blue line shows the patent which are expired, meaning after 20 years they expire, right? So patent which was granted 1991, 2001, 2011, it will expire. So 2001 patent will expire in 2021. And the yellow color is the grant. Okay. So if you see the difference between the grant and filed. So there were 133,000 were filed and only 80,000 were granted. And the other side, if you see, these are the companies and the number of patents what they own. So Hitachi 17,378, Panasonic, Samsung is 17,000, Panasonic 16,000. So you can see Sony, Huawei, IBM, Foxconn. Okay. So here it shows that Hitachi, Samsung and Panasonic are the market leaders for chip technology. So this I have already explained. Then coming to the assignees. So these are some of the assignees. Assignees in the sense I have assigned, I have transferred. So there is a company called Osram. Then Avago, Global Foundries, Renesas, LG, Morgan Stanley. Morgan Stanley also have a ownership. So assignees in the sense I have assigned. So given the ownership for these companies. So Nokia, Philips, NXP, Panasonic. You can see the numbers here. And this bubble graph we have seen. Then CPC codes we have already seen. And the assigners also we have seen. So, friends, I would like to stop my presentation here. And if you have any doubts, so you can connect me on my email, or if it is urgent, you can leave me a message on my WhatsApp. So I can answer your queries. So we also have a incubation center here. So that is NITI Incubation Foundation for Innovation and Entrepreneurship. It is an NGO, not-for-profit company, sponsored by DST. So I'm heading that center. So apart from the IP, if you have any idea or you want to incubate, you want to work on a startup, so you can connect me very well. Your students or anyone wants to cultivate such kind of things. So friends, thank you everyone for the patience listening, and all those friends who have interacted with me in between the class, and where sometimes was forcing you to answer. So unless we have a one-to-one interaction, it will become a kind of one-side lecture. So I generally won't like such kind of things. So I want always an interaction between the audience and the presenter. So thank you everyone. Thank you Kumar, Neha, Silpa and all others. Dr. Sujata also and Dr. Gangula. There are many other friends who have discussed in between. And I request Prajwal, please download the attendance and share with Dr. Aditya and keep me in CC. Dr. Prajwal.
Okay, sir.
Yeah.
Okay, sir.
Thank you. Thank you, everyone. So I'm just taking
Thank
off.
you, Dr. Nayak.
Yeah. Thank you.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you.
Thank you, sir.